Cowboy fans and YouTubers? It's that VA Dallas Cowboy fan coming back at you. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting down below. I make these videos for me and you, and they're a little therapeutic. Just like how it was therapeutic to see our defense and special teams show up on Sunday. Now, granted, we did have a better complement of defensive players come back from injury and COVID-19 list, so that helped. The special teams play, it wasn't exactly, world-shattering, but that play at the end with CeeDee Lamb taking it to the house, if you haven't heard, a lot of guys and the coaches actually told him to take the knee and let them run the clock out. Instead, he took it to the house. And when you think about it, the way they made that Hail Mary at the end, not sure if our defense would have been able to stop them, or our offense would have been able to run the clock out on them if we'd have taken the knees anyway. So thankfully, he ran it back. He gave us that last bit of cushion that we needed to win. Defense, we had 3 defensive turnovers, 2 forced fumbles, the interception. Actually 2 interceptions. The forced fumble on the kickoff return. And that was pretty much all we needed, points-wise. So defense bailed out the offense. So I got to give love to the defense on this one. Anthony Brown, I give him a lot of flack, but he did come through on that interception this time. Trayvon Diggs pretty much shut his half of the field down for the most part. Cheeto, I'm happy to say, turned his head around to actually make plays on the ball. So that's a big improvement. I mean, Donovan Wilson coming back, making interceptions. He's been our best playmaker in the safety position all season. And that's after running through a bunch of different guys to get to them. We are just horrible at talent evaluators. I think that's a problem that we still have coming over from Jason Garrett's tenure. But I'm not sure if it's a player thing or a coaching thing or just all around, scheme, front office loving a certain player over another just because they paid them, stuff like that. So hopefully in the future with next year's draft picks, we can actually solidify the safety position. Cornerbacks is definitely going to be an upheaval. We'll probably retain one out of Jordan or Cheeto. Probably Cheeto more than anything. But the defense held up their end of the deal. That's why I'm still wondering about the whole Mike Nolan thing. I know our run defense is dead last, but we're getting all the takeaways that we've been harping on for years. We're getting those turnovers. And like I said before, when we get turnovers in bunches. We don't just get one a game. Once we start with one, it seems like the defense kicks it up to another notch, and we get 3 to 4 turnovers in a game. But then our run defense let the other team right back into the game. So it's just up and down. And I think it's a talent problem more than just a coaching scheme problem. Because you can coach it up, but these guys second guess themselves and then they leave a hole wide open and it's off to the races. So I think if we had another year and got the right players that Mike Nolan would have wanted, this team defensively could be better, but they've already, if reports are to be true, they've already given up on the coach. So we'll just have to see what the future brings on that one. But in other news, we have Jalen Hurts going to start against us. The word came out from Stephen Jones that they were actually looking to get Jalen Hurts in the draft. I think everybody kind of knew that going in with that second round pick. And unfortunately, the Eagles picked him up first. Now, in hindsight, it's probably for the best because of the quarterback controversy that's now going on in Philly. It just makes it a whole lot juicier for us Cowboy fans to talk smack, because we've seen that Carson Wentz is not better than Dak. And now the Eagle fans see themselves that Carson Wentz is not even better than their own backup. So I think we dodged the bullet, because if Jalen Hurts came out while Dak has been hurt and played well, then we'd have that quarterback problem. And, of course, everybody be on the train of get rid of Dak. We don't need to pay him. Jalen Hurts is the future. Let's move on. And knowing the front office, they probably would have done that. They wouldn't even have tried to bring Dak back. But we are in the situation we are, and Dak needs to come back and help solidify this team for the future. We did eventually draft a quarterback, but it was Ben DiNucci, which the team has pretty much given up on already. The word came down today that the NFL is very biased. I'm seeing it more and more that the NFL definitely can influence games and how people play in those games. If I'm lying, look at what they just did to the schedule. Again, they decided that the Washington football team and the who were they playing? They're playing the Carolina Panthers. Their game was supposed to start at 1 o'clock Eastern, and the Cowboys and Eagles were supposed to start at 4:05 or 4:25 Eastern. Now, with that, we'd have already known if the Cowboys needed to start all their starters or rest them, because going into our game, we'd have known if the Washington football team won, our season was done. There was no need for us to play. But NFL saw dollar signs flash in front of their eyes and said, to get more people to watch our product, we can't have these guys knowing what they're going to do before the game starts. No. We're going to have to flex the Washington game into 4:05, so they have to scoreboard watch. So they have to play hard as well. Everybody has to play hard, because that's where we'll get our ratings. Really, NFL? Really? And you know why that is. It's because they flexed us out of prime time against the 49ers, which turned into a hell of a game compared to the snooze fest that was Cleveland and the Giants. And now they're kicking themselves, so now they're trying to correct it to get the ratings back. NFL. You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. If Washington somehow manages to lose to Carolina and Dallas picks up that win against the Eagles, they're going to flex the Dallas Giants game to prime time the Sunday after, just so they can get those looks. Instead of having I think that's a 1 o'clock game as well to finish out the season, but there ain't no way the NFL could pass that kind of matchup for the NFC East title if everything falls into place. The NFL cannot turn that off. They're going to flex it. So we'll just have to see how these games play themselves out. But right now, that's what's going on. Of course, it's Tuesday. Everybody's getting their paychecks, their days off, get refreshed. Find out tomorrow when we get back to practice if Zeke will be able to play. If not, we're going to run out with Tony Pollard. And again, that's going to be something to look at, because they kind of stymied the run game with Zeke and Pollard the first time around. So we'll have to see what goes on. There's a bunch of contributing factors that'll change this time around, and I'll talk about that tomorrow. But that's what I got for y'all today. So, as we say, enough about the last game. We're moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Talk to y'all later. If anything else comes up, we'll talk about it. VA Dallas Cowboy fan, out.